Hello again and welcome back to the Bitcoin Business Bureau, and may the 4th be with you. As I record this, I am sitting here with two good friends. We have C3PO, who's not this guy, C3PO, getting used to this, and R2D2. And of course, I am LitecoinLeader, your host. And I know this is debuting the day after, but that's Cinco de Mayo. We'll go with a different theme later on. But what I wanted to talk about today, and the reason that I wanted to mention Star Wars, is that we're talking about all-time highs for altcoins and why these may not be the altcoin highs that you were looking for.
These aren't the droids you're looking for.
These aren't the droids we're looking for.
He can go about his business.
You can go about your business.
Move along.
Move along. Move along.
So what am I talking about? Why are we not really experiencing the altcoin highs that everybody's so jacked up about and enjoying for Ethereum and everything else that's skyrocketing? Stay tuned. Let's talk about it.
Okay, so we're going to see a whole lot of stories over the next several months probably talking about altcoin season. Let's start with a quick definition. Altcoin season is the season where money kind of rolls out of Bitcoin and heads into all the other coins. Now, this was big back in 2017 when Bitcoin hit its all-time high of 20,000, and then it kind of tapered off, but Ethereum popped up, and then the rest of the coins kind of popped up. So this is a big deal for a lot of the people that are in other coins, like myself, or talk about the other 9,000 coins that aren't Bitcoin. And people always talk about, when altcoin season, when's it going to happen, what's a good metric about it, and you're going to see a lot of articles and a lot of different interpretations of what it means. So let's take a look at a little bit further about the details of altcoin season. This is a very good, interesting website I found. It's called Blockchain Center. This gives like an index and a definition of what altcoin season looks like. And as you can see by the numbers being rather high, from 70s to 90s, that it's basically altcoin season, month, year, according to this metric. And what they do is they look at the top coins. I think it's top 75. Yes. If 75% of the top 50 coins perform better than Bitcoin over the last season or 90 days, they consider it altcoin season. So they give a nice little metric here of how it's been. They said altcoin season really started to kick in February and really took off, March, April. So that kind of makes sense because Bitcoin really spiked up to 50, 60s since then and hasn't really picked up, but other coins have. But this is in terms of the US dollar. So we'll get into that in a moment. But let's finish this chart first, or this page. Here's the top 50 coins and how they've been performing in comparison to Bitcoin. You can see Bitcoin doing strong at nearly 50%. Plenty of other coins in here, including Matic, which we just covered the other day, Dogecoin, which everybody's talking about lately, Binance, Theta, all these other coins that are out there that are doing very strongly over the last 90 days. So it screams altcoin season. And here's a little chart, and this is a nice little metric to kind of give you the top 75 coins and what the symbols look like. That's kind of nice to know because sometimes you'll see videos on YouTube and you're like, what does that symbol mean, and so on. So here's Bitcoin Cash, here's Theta, there's Stellar Lumens, and so on. So it's a very nice website. It talks about the altcoin season and how to measure it. But I wanted to break it down a little bit further, a little bit more in depth. So this image has been passed around the internet a lot lately, and it's the path to altcoin season or alt season. First, for phase 1, Bitcoin goes up. Phase 2, Ethereum goes up because it's this next coin on the chart. It's the number 2 coin. It's Bitcoin being about 50 to 60% of the market. Ethereum's in the 10 to 15%. It's the next biggest guy on the page. And then come the large caps, then your top 50 coins that get a lot more money, and then alt season. All the rest of the coins start to explode. We are in phase 2 right now, where Ethereum's going up. So let's talk about both the Bitcoin dominance, which everybody's concerned about, and Ethereum. So looking at the chart for Bitcoin dominance, you can see that it looks like, wow, Bitcoin dominance is really trailing off, but we're kind of zoomed in. It was in the 70s when Bitcoin hit, like in early January when Bitcoin was really mooning, and then it started to trail down below 50% in the last few weeks. And if you zoom out, let's look at the weekly view. you can see that typically 50 to 60% has been the range. It got into the 70s, and then now we're way down here in the altcoin season, allegedly. So if you look at the month chart, you can see it's been down before. In the early days, obviously Bitcoin was the big dog in the world, of course, because that was the number one coin, and predominantly so. But things have changed in the last 4 years, and we're going to get into that next. First, let's take a look at Ethereum. Ethereum's been making a lot of news lately. It's like hit its all-time high in terms of dollars, ramping up from 1,000 early this year to over 3,000. So it's more than a 3x in less than half of the year. So it's on a pace to go do a 10x. If you move over to Litecoin, similarly, it's also doing quite well. It's getting close to its all-time high. I think the all-time high is close to 400. Depends on what site you're on, but it was in the 300 to 400 range. Again, coins are going to start hitting their all-time highs in terms of dollars. But this is the important part to note. Stop thinking in terms of US dollars. We are in the crypto market because we don't trust the US dollar. The US dollar is being inflated, hyperinflated. There's twice as many dollars now as there used to be 2 to 3 years ago. Bitcoin, back when all-time highs were set for these other coins, Litecoin. Let's just look at the Litecoin. I'm going to do a full feature chart real quick on Litecoin, and I'm going to show let's do the weekly. No, it's on Kraken, unfortunately. Let me change. There we go. There's your all-time high. So your all-time high was 370, but it was back in December of 17. What was the price of Bitcoin then? 20,000, not 50,000. So the fact that we're trying to get back to where we were back in 2017 of Litecoin being $370 is compared to a $20,000 Bitcoin, that puts Litecoin, about 50 Litecoins equaled roughly a Bitcoin back then. We're not close to that yet. We're more like 250 Litecoins equals a Bitcoin. So that's the charts that we need to look at are these next ones. This is Ethereum in terms of Bitcoin, and then Litecoin in terms of Bitcoin. Sorry for the pop-ups, but we'll start with Litecoin because we're just talking about it. This is a historical chart of Litecoin against Bitcoin in history. Litecoin back in 2017, when it was hitting its all-time high, was about 0.02, which is 50 to 1. 50 Litecoins equaled 1 Bitcoin. Today, right now, 200 Litecoins equals a Bitcoin, roughly. So that leaves 4x of a run just equal to where it was in terms of Bitcoin. So while altcoin season in terms of dollars is arriving, altcoin season in terms of Bitcoin is still on the horizon. There's lots more room for these coins to run. That's what I wanted to point out. Look at Ethereum. Ethereum in terms of Bitcoin back in 2017. Right now we are at 0.066, so that's 15. I think it's 50. Yeah, that's 15 to 1. So 15 Ethereum equals 1 Litecoin. Back in the 2017-2018 altcoin season, which happened after the peak of Bitcoin around December, Ethereum spiked up. That was season 2. If I go back to this original image, Bitcoin hit a peak and then Ethereum hits its peak. So Ethereum hit its peak a few months later, and it was 0.15 or roughly 6 to 7 Ethereum equaled a Bitcoin. That is more than double where we're at now. So to put that into perspective now, let's call it a $55,000 Bitcoin. Call it 56 for easy math. Ethereum should be about $8,000 and is at $3,500 now. So there's plenty of room for both Bitcoin and Ethereum to run. Now, people will go back to this other chart of the altcoin season and the Bitcoin dominance, and they'll say, wait a minute, LitecoinLeader, how are we doing this? How can you validate that if altcoins are still going to run? Look at the dominance is going to drop below 40 to 30%. We've never had that before. Is that a concern? Actually, I love it, and let me explain why. Using a little bit of the Wayback Machine, the historical snapshot of what Bitcoin was like in December of 2017. Bitcoin was around $11,000, and the entire market cap back then, in December, we had only 1,300 coins, 1,296 coins on December 3rd in 2017. The entire market cap was $320 billion for all of cryptocurrency, where Bitcoin was $189 billion, or roughly about over 60%. If I go back even more months, this is when people were talking about what they call the flippening, which is that Ethereum was catching up to Bitcoin. Ethereum was half the size of Bitcoin. And back then, Bitcoin was only 41 billion and 20 billion was Ethereum. So again, looking back at the historical, just 4 years ago, what is the difference between now and 4 years ago? Back then, there were 1,296 coins. Today, and this is the accurate number, we have over 9,500 coins. That is like an 8x. We have much more maturity in the marketplace in many aspects. Many of the projects that were just white papers and dreams back then, now they're actually products, use cases that actually work. We have products that are actually functional. We have a DeFi space that didn't exist back then. We have projects that are actually functional. We have basic attention token with a Brave browser. We have Theta doing things. We have sponsoring the World Poker Tour. We have all these different projects that are much more mature, and their teams have stuck together for 4+ years and developed these into viable projects. Cardano, barely a dream back then. The team at constructing Ethereum diverged and spread out, and they made Cardano, they made Polkadot. Those weren't even in existence back then. We have Ethereum competition. We have Bitcoin Cash, which didn't exist. So what I'm saying is that the altcoin space has matured to the point where I would not be surprised at all to see Bitcoin dominance below 25% and possibly in the teens by the end of this year, maybe even next year, as altcoin season really kicks in.
So there we go. Happy Cinco de Mayo as we close out from Star Wars to a little bit of Mexico flavor. Enjoy a margarita I made tonight. Well, I can't pay for it, but next time. I'll pick it up next time, I promise. So altcoins. We all have different viewpoints on them. Right now, we need to look at things not in terms of US dollars. The dollar numbers that we're seeing for Ethereum, Litecoin, and all these other altcoins are hitting all-time highs in terms of US dollars. That's not a fair comparison. We're not in the US dollar system anymore. That's what we were leaving. We're moving to the new economy. It's all about beating Bitcoin, not about beating the US dollar. The US dollar is dead for all intents and purposes. We all know this. That's why you're in cryptocurrency. So enjoy the ride while we do cross over that the all-time high in terms of dollars, but there's a long way to go, which is great for us in altcoins because there's plenty more room to run. So expect us to move from Bitcoin to Ethereum to the rest of the altcoin season and see that huge run up. So keep that in mind as we move forward as the altcoins continue to climb. Until the next time, I'm going to close the drawer on the bureau. Take care. Before you go, I just wanted to let you know some of the things that are going on at LitecoinLeader.com. First off, we have Altcoinopoly running from now until the end of July. That's the subscriber contest where you can enter in to win a trip to Myrtle Beach. All subscribers who fill out the complete board, all you have to do is watch the videos, write down the piece where it goes on the board, and submit that in August, and you'll be entered in for the drawing where a trip for up to 4 people can come on down to Myrtle Beach, spend the week, have dinner with me, enjoy a great vacation in the August-September timeline, and be part of the feature of probably a meetup that we're going to have centered around that experience. So that's part of what we're doing right now. Also, anyone who joins as a member to LitecoinLeader.com, you get access to all the extra special videos that we have over there, from strategy to how to build your own portfolio, not financial advice, of course, but also some extra coins that you have out there. And also for the unlimited level, you have full access to me for office hours each week. Now, for those of you who can't quite get to that point and you're not on your crypto journey at that level, it's okay. We also have some time out there. I have made some hours available for you can schedule a consultation with me. You'll find throughout the website, you can schedule a consultation with Litecoin Leader, various price points, various times. I try to make myself as available as possible. And if you're just getting started, I fully understand. We all start somewhere. We have the lowest tier available. There's also free content on YouTube. So there's plenty going on. One last thing, I almost forgot. For those of you who join at the second level up, the legacy level and higher, you get a free t-shirt and I'll mail it to you. And in addition, you get 25% off if you send in a photo of yourself around town. You get 25% off of a 1 month subscription if you're wearing a LitecoinLeader t-shirt. Just tell me what size you want and I'll make sure you get it. That's for the $50 level and up. And then lastly, if you make that same photo and you make it at a landmark, and I could tell where you're at. So I could say like, hey, you're at the St. Louis Arch, you're at the Toronto Space Needle, you're at the Golden Gate Bridge, something like that. So you're Manhattan, Times Square, fantastic. That's double. You get 25% off for 2 months. So come on over to LitecoinLeader.com. We get a ton going on. We have Discord, we have resources, we have articles, we have everything going on that you could possibly want for the altcoin space. Come on down, have some fun, and I'll see you over there.